Hi everyone, my name is Rishad. Today is the 15th of June 2025 and I'll be going over my weekly predictions for Nvidia. As usual, I'll be going over the monthly, weekly, and finally the daily charts. And then I'll switch over to the Excel sheet where we'll review this week's prediction in more detail. And from next video onwards, we'll review last week's prediction as well. But as usual, it's important to make the disclaimer that all information here is completely educational and therefore it is important to conduct your own analysis, whatever analysis that may be, to ensure that you're comfortable with the risk, reward, and trading style, since you may not be with mine. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So, monthly charts, we can see very long uptrend for Nvidia. We see we had this top here and we had a kind of a pullback out of this. But Nvidia is now again approaching all-time highs, very, very close. However, it is concerning how much the volume has declined. We see that volume was as high as 13.64 billion at one point, and right now it's around 2 billion, which is still a lot, but in the larger scheme of things, it's actually negative. RSI has been overbought. It declined, which was actually kind of foretelling of this drop here. And then we see it's starting to bounce back up a little bit. MACD, although still negative, is starting to close the gap, but we would need more confirmation before having a concrete signal. So if we zoom in on the weekly charts, we see that a double top here was formed, and it broke down, but then we had a failed breakdown. It never actually approached this right shoulder, so we couldn't trade on it. However, we see that the price declined heavily. After that, continued in the right direction. Then we had this bullish engulfing candle, and we see now the continued uptrend that we have currently. We see the MACD is positive and RSI is increasing, very bullish signals. We see the bullish engulfing was on very high volume, which then dwindled, but it remained consistent. So yeah, we get a very bullish indication. However, this type of doji small body candle at the top is a little concerning, and we will again need confirmation before being able to act on this signal alone. Next, we have the daily charts. We see again even more detail how we had this price decline here. Then we had a massive run up. We even had actually almost a test of this resistance, then a pullback down to the trend line. However, we can actually draw a new one now here if we want to be specific. We see that this this here could be a possible trend line to map the price action, and that actually maps it pretty well since it has around 4 touches, which is very, very good. We see that price is likely to continue upwards. This is very good. RSI is increasing, and although it's a little shaky and right now, it is increasing quite heavily. MACD, again, is similar issue, very indecisive, which further confirms this doji thing we're seeing at the top. So we will need the markets to show us where we're gonna go in terms of a breakout. This week we will buy when it crosses 144 and sell when it crosses below 140 with a target of 2%, trailing stop loss of 1%. If neither the target or stop loss are hit, then we will close on Friday. The weekly and monthly trend are up. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Enjoy, and I will see you in the next one.